Good morning, friends. This is day 24 of my road trip. We are in, well, I guess outside of Deer Lodge, Montana, at a hip camp that, yeah, we already said that last night. Anyways, we're starting early today because there's nothing to do here.
And we're alive, which is important.
She was great. I mean, I've stayed in hip camps before, so I was fine, but we're concerned. Anyway, so we're just, got a little dewy overnight, so we're letting the tent dry before we pack it up. And then we're gonna head to breakfast because we're staying in the field and there's nothing to eat, and I don't know, I feel weird about like getting my stove out here because there's like no real space. Anyways, but it was a lovely night, so see you later. We made it to Yellowstone. We stopped in Butte for breakfast. Went to this nice little cafe called, I don't know, cafe, but as expected, Yellowstone is slammed with people. As it is midday and there's no parking anywhere, so I really don't enjoy Yellowstone. I mean, I've been here before, I've seen it all. I don't really want to take pictures or anything, but I decided to I dropped Sophie off so she could go to this thing over here, the fountain paint pots. She wanted to see it. Yeah, so I dropped her off and then I'm just chilling a bit further away over here on the side of the road, because that's what you do in Yellowstone because there's no parking anywhere. And I don't really feel like circling parking lots waiting for someone to leave because I have no feeling that I really want to see it anyways. Oh, we made it to the campsite. I know I forgot to check in again. We were kind of, not rushed here, but we took showers, did laundry, since we got here kind of early in the afternoon, maybe like 3 p.m. So that was nice, but there's really large mosquitoes here still. I was really surprised because the climate reminds me more of Colorado than just Montana with like all the dust and kind of dryness to it. But for some reason the mosquitoes exist here, unlike how they don't exist in Colorado, unfortunately. Yes, I now have a large mosquito bite on my head, actually probably multiple, and all over my body in different places. Yeah. I probably have killed 50 mosquitoes by this point. Yeah, fun times. Anyways, since I didn't go to paint pots, I was thinking Sophie could tell you how the paint pots were, since I didn't go. Ooh, another mosquito on the outside.
Yeah, so Z was really kind because there was no parking, so she dropped me off. And then I went to paint pots, and it was like this mud, and there's all these like bubblings, like this big, you know, the candy monster, like the big mud monsters under it. And then there were the pools that look like you're looking into like quartz and just filled with hot water. I saw some kids asking some good questions, and one student asked, or kid, habit. One kid asked if like the steam was coming from the hot spring or the geyser basin, and she was like, "Is this how clouds form?" It's actually a very good question because water vapor. Anyway, so you let me digress.
Okay, now I'm back. We're dealing with some very, very low light here because we don't want to leave the tent because of the massive mosquitoes. Yeah, so I'm trying my best here. Then we came back. We actually went to there was a ranger program tonight about like wildlife calls. It was so cool. The well, it wasn't a ranger, but like the interpretive specialist, whoever it was. Anyways, it was interesting nonetheless, no matter who did it. But they did all these like elk calls and some like owl calls, pronghorn antelope calls. It was really cool to hear. Elk are incredibly communicative. They have all these different like tones that they use, which actually brought me back to when I was in Rocky 2 years ago with my parents. We saw a herd about 100 elk, mostly mama and babies, and I recorded them. And so I went on my phone and I went back to the recording. I was like, oh, like, let me listen to it again. And I also shared it with the person who gave the talk. He was like, oh yeah, like they're mewing. And he's like, this is actually really amazing because they're not mewing obsessively, like you're like pretty close to them, but they don't seem to mind and they aren't like upset by you being there. So it's like, that was a really cool experience you had. I was like, yeah, I thought so too, but now I think it's even cooler. So that was really cool to think about that and share that. We also got a great hike suggestion for tomorrow from the ranger. It's a secret hike. Well, I mean, it's on all trails, but not advertised by NPS. So usually it just means it's a bit more difficult and there's a little bit of like route finding involved. But with the help of all trails, it should not be an issue. So we're gonna head out early tomorrow morning because we're only staying at Headwaters, which is where we are right now for tonight. And then tomorrow moving to Signal Mountain, just based on like what campgrounds I could get, because Tetons is very, very busy, but we're making it work. And hopefully there won't be as many mosquitoes at Signal Mountain because this is insane. Yeah. Anyways, this is mostly been a day in kind of Yellowstone, Zaria's scenic driving tour, in which she doesn't park her car because there's no parking spots. And the little bit of area between Yellowstone and the Tetons. Rockefeller Parkway? Yeah, Rockefeller Parkway. So with that, Commander Z, signing off.